Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Plan with Me. This month is December. It's Christmas, it's the holidays, it is the most joyful time of year, so happy holidays to those who celebrate. No matter what your holiday is, happy holidays. It's the greatest time of year, and this theme I am so pumped for. I went back and forth on a couple of different themes actually, and the first theme that I chose was The Nightmare Before Christmas, which I know can be argued is a Halloween movie, and it is, but it is also a Christmas movie, and I was so stuck on that theme, and I actually sketched out the whole cover page in The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then one day I was just scrolling on Pinterest for inspiration, and I saw the Grinch, and I thought, that is absolutely perfect. Who doesn't love How the Grinch Stole Christmas? There's so many varieties of the movie. Of course, the classic with Jim Carrey. There's even the newer one, the cartoon that came out. There's the original cartoon, and I have always been a fan of Dr. Seuss. I had all of his books growing up, so this was just definitely nostalgic for me, and I loved the themes. So working on the cover page here, I wanted to take up both pages. I just wanted it to be huge, and it is the arch. It's the arch that says "Welcome to Whoville," and below is going to be the town square. But before we get to that, let's talk about the materials that I used. So today we have, of course, my Art Journal Olive notebook. It's the bigger size. I can't ever remember if it's B5 or B6. So if you're aware, just put that down in the comments. As for the medium that I used, I did acrylic paint, and I wanted the colors to be bold and like solid colors. So that's why I chose acrylic, and I had so much fun painting with this. Painting is actually my preferred medium. I would say it's the one that I use the most. You know, I've painted lots of different things for people. I've painted signs for businesses and things like that. So it's definitely what I'm comfortable with, but sometimes it can get, you know, you just kind of want to use something else. You want to kind of do something different, and you kind of get burnt out. But I had so much fun painting this way and in this kind of style where there's not so much blending. It's more of like solid colors. And I really think it turns out great in the end. So the background is this like snowy sort of gray blue color, and I love the color. There you can see I messed up, or I didn't really mess up. I went in on my palette and there was like some yellow underneath that I didn't see, and so that was really frustrating. I cover it up here in a second. There we go, with some darker color because that was bothering me. But yeah, this is the town square of Whoville. It is the iconic scene where all the citizens of Whoville are standing around the Christmas tree and singing, and you know, it's kind of the end where the Grinch's heart grows three sizes. But I really liked it. I didn't go into too much detail with the town square. I really just do the tree, and I do some snowy trees around, of course, and then I do bows that were around the tree. I did not draw the citizens of Whoville. I know they're kind of important, but I just, honestly guys, I did not feel like drawing 50 tiny little Whoville people and then having to paint them, so forgive me there, but I do think it really turns out well in the end. This is my favorite spread that I have done this year, with the October spread being a close second. Okay, so we are wrapping up here the cover page, and there it is, complete. I love it. I'm obsessed with the cover page. It definitely turns out being my favorite of the spread this month. Moving on to the calendar spread. This month, I was so extra careful in making sure that I was looking at the correct month so that I didn't have to go back and fix everything. When I tell you last month, I was so frustrated with myself that I did the wrong calendar and then I had to go back and fix everything. And then from then on out, after I stopped filming and already posted the video, I was like, duh, I needed to go back and fix the weeklies as well because those dates were all scrambled up and it was just a huge mess. So I have a lot of copy and pasted paper from the back, and I've just glued everything over, so which is a shame because I loved last month's theme so much. The baking theme, I thought it was so cute and creative, and then mistakes like that happened, but I try not to beat myself up too bad. It still looks pretty cute. But so here we are, moving on to the calendar spread. This page over here originally was going to be my habit trackers and my book trackers. However, there's two reasons that it turns out that it's not that. The first one is that when I was drawing this really cute illustration, it just kind of became really big and took up the whole page. And so I was like, well, I don't really have room for my habit trackers and my book trackers, but that was okay with me because this month I only do weekly spreads up until the 18th. It's a shorter month for me because it is the holidays. My husband and I are packing up on the 18th and we are going back home for 10 days 10 plus days, I should say. So we're packing everybody up. We're packing up our dogs. We're taking them with us. And then, of course, our cat is staying here, but we are going to have someone come check on him. So yeah, we're going to be gone for 10 days. So I didn't really see the point of having weekly spreads through the end of December. It's such a busy time as well, also, that those days that I do have planned out, I'm not gonna have a busy schedule. I'm really just gonna be getting ready for the holidays. And so in that sense, I was like, there's really no sense in me having a habit tracker if I'm not gonna track the whole thing. As well as I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep the book tracker for my new journal for the year of 2024. I'm really excited about that setup. By the way, that video should be coming soon, probably the middle of December, I would say. I have a brand new journal. It's ready to go. I'm so pumped, like I said. But I think I will still do the book tracker. I just will put it in the front for my yearly spread as opposed to, kind of every single month. I keep up with that way. And then I have to be honest, when it comes to my habit tracker, I can't decide if I want to keep them, because of course it is always great to do those sort of habits every day, and I do them, or if I just want to get rid of that altogether. I know, but I have such trouble keeping up with it, and if something's not working for me, I don't know if I can justify keeping it, or if I really want to try and keep up with my habits. It's a whole thing, but I guess that's the beauty of Bulletjournal, is that you can really make it your own and attune it to your specific needs and how you would use it. But that is my whole spiel about that. Now I can talk about what is actually going on. So here you can see I did this really cute illustration. To the side, it kind of becomes the quote page. And I did the chimney with those sort of stockings, and I changed up the illustration vibe for these next few spreads as opposed to that sort of solid color acrylic from the cover page. I wanted it to seem more like the book, so like the illustrations of the book. And you can see where I added some water to the acrylic paint to make it more like a watercolor, a little bit thinner of color, and then I go over the illustrations and add those sort of cross-hatching and those lines that are, kind of accompanied with the illustrations in the actual How the Grinch Stole Christmas book. And so that was the vibe that I was going for these next few spreads. So moving on to the first weekly spread, again skipping over the trackers for this month, we are creating a sign down here, and it says to Whoville, to Mount Crumpet, to the Grinch's lair. And then of course I had to do Cindy Lou Who. I don't think the spread would be complete without Cindy Lou Who. So she is down here. She's just holding a wreath, and then the bow in her hair also goes with the wreath. It makes it look like the bows on the wreath. So I thought that was pretty cool. And here I kind of learned from the past spread. I was like, I'm gonna paint first and then go over with my Sharpie pen. That way I don't have to draw it twice, because on the previous thing I had outlined everything first, and then of course I went over and paint, and even though it was still that watercolor, it kind of covered up those lines, so I had to go back over it again. So I learned from that. And then up top I just did some Christmas lights to kind of make it more festive. Again, just going in with the paint first, and then I kind of go over it with my Sharpie. This is the Sharpie Gel Pen. This is my favorite pen ever. I still want to get a different fine liner though for just mapping things out in the bullet journal, because a lot of times if I go over it with marker, it can smear. But if you're just going on top of an illustration like this, it is absolutely perfect, and it's so smooth, and I just love it. When you find that pen that's the perfect pen, and you're like, I'm gonna use you for the rest of my life. That is that pen for me. And here we are moving on to the final weekly spread. Again, a shorter month this month, for me anyway, but this is kind of, you see this everywhere on signs and holiday crafts and things like that. It's just the Grinch holding the ornament. So I thought that would kind of be a cool idea for a spread. He's up in the corner, he's holding an ornament, and then again I went for this kind of more messy, kind of sketchy vibe for the ornaments. I didn't want to color them in necessarily because then it would make it really hard to kind of write out my days, but you can see here I'm going back in and adding some in that cross hatching and lines. That makes it really cool. And it's just a bunch of ornaments hanging, and that is my weekly spread for that month. I kind of wish that I would have gone in the background and maybe painted a whole color in the background. I don't know, but then it kind of would have gotten, you never know. But I write the days and the dates outside of it, and I thought that was really cool. But this is it. We are coming up on the final flip through. I hope you enjoyed this spread as much as I did. I'm so excited for the new year, a new journal, and just a yearly setup and a fresh year. So bye guys, thanks for watching.